Question 14. Which of the following is equivalent to the expression below? Remember, equivalent means the same as. Here's our expression. 3 times 4 times negative 3/4. Is it A, negative 12 times negative 3/4? B, negative 12 times 3/4? C, negative 12 minus 3/4? D, negative 12 plus 3/4? Select your answer. Question 15. Enter the value of 0.45 divided by 9/10. Express your answer as a decimal. So you're going to enter the value, your answer. Here's a sample. So remember, value means answer, and then we have our expression here, and then express your answer as a decimal. So remember, when we have division, we have to do keep, change, flip. So we did a keep. And then this is written as 0.35 over 1, because when you divide by 1, it still is just that number. So when they were setting it up, that's kind of how they were able to get these values. Then we had to change our division sign to a multiplication sign, and then flip our fraction from 3/8 to 8/3. And then when you multiply across, you have that here. And that was equal to 0.28 divided by 3. So remember, even though it's a fraction, you still have to think of this as a division sign because we want our answer as a decimal. So we're not done. We want a decimal answer, so we need to remove our division symbol. We can rewrite the fraction division symbol using our house division symbol here. And then remember, your numerator is going to go inside, your denominator goes outside. So this is how we were able to set up that long division. We have your decimal stays right exactly above where it's at. So 3 cannot go into 2, so that was 0. And then keep your decimal up. And then how many times can 3 go into 28? We said 9. And then so 3 times 9 is 27. Subtract those. And then we add 1. You have to bring down a 0 because we need to add in those zeros until we get to a terminating number. If we don't end up terminating, like we do here, we keep on getting 10 and then have to subtract 9. 10, subtract 9. That's when we have that repeating decimal that we have here. So if you keep on getting that, then you would write your answer like this. So use this sample to help set up your problem. You're going to type in your answer in the box here. Question 16. Enter the value of 1/2 times 1.7. Express your answer as a decimal. Look back up at this here, but remember this one is 1/2 times 1.7. So think, do we have to do keep, change, flip if it's multiplication? And our answer is no. You only do keep, change, flip if it is division. So think about that when you're setting it up. We do not need to do keep, change, flip. You also have other strategies that you can use because you know what the decimal is of 1/2. You can set up your problem in a different way, but make sure you get that decimal spot or your decimal point in the correct spot. Question 17. Dave buys a baseball for $15 plus an 8% tax. Mel buys a football for $20 plus an 8% tax. How much more did Mel pay than Dave? Show your work and explain your reasoning. Round your answer to the nearest cent. Scholars, this one wants you to show your work. So when we are done, you need to make sure that you are either taking a picture of your work or explaining your reasoning as to how you got that answer. So this one, you're going to have more than just your numerical answer at the end. You need to have work or an explanation. Here's a sample problem to set up the same type of problem. Sam buys a sandwich for $12 plus 3% tax. Jason buys chicken tenders for $18 plus 3% tax. How much more does Jason pay than Sam? Show your work or explain your reasoning. Round your answer to the nearest cent. So our answer is going to be to the nearest cent. Remember, when we're thinking about money, that's only 2 decimal places. This was annotated with how much more. The difference between when you see how many more or how much more, that's always going to be a subtraction problem, a difference problem. And then also you'll see at the end where we have to show our work or explain our reasoning. We will get to that point too. And then we had the annotations of it was $12 plus a 3% tax. So you have to think and then we also have the $18 plus a 3% tax. When we have that plus a 3% tax, there's going to be multiple steps that we're going to calculate for. So we have our whole and the tax, but we're going to need to add those two together. Same with the $18 plus the 3% tax. We're going to need to add those two together. So here we have for Sam, we have our total cost, our tax. We've calculated what the tax is. Same for Jason. We have the cost, the tax, and we've calculated what the tax is. When they set this problem up, if you're looking at it, we have, we're looking for our place value to include cent. So $12, this here is exactly the same as this here. They had to move the decimal 4 points over because there are 4 numbers behind the decimal. If you multiply just 12 times 0.03, you would also get the same answer. But just make sure that you're counting the right numbers behind the decimal. And then remember, we're not done once we've just calculated the tax. We need to make sure that it's the food plus the tax. If I sat in a restaurant, I'm not only just paying the tax I owe, and I'm not only paying just the food I owe, I have to pay both of those in hand, along with a tip. There's a lot of calculating that needs to go on. These are real life examples. So here we have calculated the total that Sam paid. Here we've calculated the total that Jason has paid. But we're still not done. Our answer that we need to have is how much more did Jason pay than Sam? So we're going to take our $18.54 minus a $12.36, and it's $6.18. And then we have our explanation. So you need to make sure that when the end you are explaining how you got it. So this one says, Jason paid more than Sam by $6.18. I know this because Jason paid $18.54 and Sam paid $12.36. The difference between the two amounts is $6.18. When you have this explanation, this is showing your teachers that you know how to calculate these problems. You need to explain or show your work. That way we know how to best help and support you. So you can type in your explanation here. This is where you type. Or you can also record or upload media. So this would be where you would be able to, when you click on it, you're going to see a lovely picture of me. If I can get it to open. It's being really slow. Doing this. Okay. This would be where you would be allowed, if we could get it to open. Hold on, let's see. Oh, here's where if you had a picture where you had it already on your computer, then you can insert from there. But this, I don't know why it's not letting me click it. This button here would normally be allowed. It popped up earlier when I was doing another recording with a video camera. And so you can upload that there. Oh, this is where you would do embed an image. So you would be able to like make an image and then add it in here. Why is this one not working? Don't know why it's not, but this would open up your web camera. So you can always record a video and hold up your work and then show your teacher your work that way as well. Hopefully, you guys, if you're having difficulty with this also opening, then make sure that you just try clicking refresh. I can't click refresh right now because I think I might end up losing my recording. I'm not sure. I don't think I should, but okay. Anyways, question 18. Evaluate 2/3 times negative 0.8 equals A, negative 8/15, B, negative 16/15, C, 8/15, D, 16/15. Question 19. Scuba diving. Eliza descends at a rate of 5.5 feet per minute. If she starts at the water's surface and descends for 5 minutes, how far will she be from a dock that is 5 feet above the water's surface? You're going to enter your answer as a decimal. When you are setting up this problem, I know it's the same name and it looks very similar to your problem that you worked on previously, but you have to think about if this was a number line and we had that vertical number line set up, 0 would be the water's surface, but it's asking you how far will she be from a dock that is 5 feet above the water surface. So you have to calculate how far below she goes, but then also add in that you have this distance from the dock that is 5 feet above the water surface. Draw a picture if it needs, like if you need it to help. But also remember, you need to set up your proportion for your 5.5 feet over 1 minute. You know the number of minutes, but we don't know how far she goes. So think about how you're setting up that proportion specifically, where your feet are and where your minutes are. And then again, adding in that last little step, and then you're going to type your answer in here below.